Today I'm going to be taking a look at some new products from Radiomaster. Got a big box of stuff here. First thing is a cap, and looks like we've got some clothing. I think these might just be for reviewers, but I'm not sure. You'll have to check the website. By the way, this box of stuff here is from Hobby Porter, which Radiomaster and Toolkit RC and some other companies come under the same umbrella. So some of these are Radiomaster products, some of them are under that same umbrella. That's pretty cool. That's the back, that's the front, the size 2XL. Yes, the lockdown has not been kind to me, and I have not been kind to it. First thing in the box are these guys. You might have seen these already. These are the Radiomaster AG01 CNC all metal gimbals. So these might seem like an unusual choice for Radiomaster because they are expensive. Both of these cost almost the amount of the radio. And what I think has happened is there is a few pilots out there, or maybe an individual pilot, that says, oh, the Radiomaster TX16, it's my favorite radio, but you know, I wish it had some CNC gimbals. And you know, this is why the Radiomaster is cheap, is because it doesn't have stuff like this. It has a plastic case and it has plastic gimbals. So what is the benefit of everything being metal? Well, just feel, first of all, smoothness, and then secondly, no flexibility. So I fly mode 1, and on my throttle you can see that I can actually bend the entire gimbal. That's because it's made out of plastic. Now that doesn't bother me at all, but we have got these new gimbals that they have come out for them. So am I going to be swapping it? Absolutely, because the Radiomaster TX16S is my main transmitter. Yeah, you can hear the clicky clicky. So everything is CNC, and I think I saw somewhere that there was a metal case going around for this so that it feels less plasticky. So we'll have to see about that, because obviously, you know, it is a very capable radio, but when you're starting to spend, you know, double the amount on, you know, decent gimbals and then replacing the entire case, the only thing you haven't replaced is really the electronics inside, and then it starts to become an expensive transmitter. Looks like we've got some little bit of snot here for, that's going to be for this part here. You used to get that in the olden days. This bit here was like covered in oil or goop, and it just makes the throttle move a little bit smoother. Anyways, just like the Ishin gimbal that came out, which it was better than the Radiomaster, it's got these adjustments on the front for tension and throw and stuff like that. It's not the same as the Ishin gimbal, and I do hear that they're now shipping the TX16S with the Ishin style gimbal, which is great, because I was a little bit annoyed about that when it came and got better stuff on it. Well, there we go, that is the gimbal on there. Quite flashy. It doesn't really match the aesthetics of the Radiomaster transmitter, and it's all metal, but this bit it's going to be screwing into is still plastic for now. See if there's anything else in here. Nope, just two little bits of snot in a tub and some different springs. Yeah, these feel like they've got quite a bit of tension on them, which is great, because that's what I like. And then if you buy two of them together, the other one should have no spring tension on the throttle, so that should be this one here. There you go. So there you go, I'll be sticking them in my radio for sure. I'm not really a gimbal snob, but hey, you know, if it makes it better, it makes it better. Link in the video description and pinned comment if you really like your Radiomaster TX16S and want to spend the same amount on some CNC gimbals. This next one surprised me, but as I say, there are sort of like a few companies that come under the umbrella of Radiomaster, but it's the same chap behind it all. So this is a turbo racing tabletop car, and I'm really excited about this because one of the reasons I'm opening all this new stuff today is because it's just blowing a gale outside and raining. So it's 1/76 size, which is very small indeed. Let's just have a quick look. Got a manual and sort of like quick get started. Oh wow, it is tiny. That is my thumb. Yeah, that is really tiny. Yeah, an unusual one from this company. I think that might be too small to FPV. On the other hand, it's not too small for this little table here, and you're given like a controller. I think the thing that surprised me about this was the price, but I don't know if this is a thing, like, you know, the smaller they are, the more expensive the price gets. I think I saw about $76 for this thing. Yeah, it takes AAA batteries in here. This acts as a charger for the car. I'm not a big fan of AAA batteries, and for $76 would have been nice to see a built-in Lion in there. But full proportional steering and flashy underneath, very 1999 Fast and the Furious lights underneath of it. Yeah, I'll do a separate video on this. I'll probably have to because the weather is so terrible. But yeah, it looks like we've got all sorts of things on here, dual rates and things for the lights. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. In fact, I'm going to be doing some RC car stuff now that it's the winter, some FPV head tracking drift car stuff. So yeah, hopefully some people will find that interesting. Maybe not my usual audience, but yeah, this is pretty cool. What's that? Is it? It's a Toyota Supra, isn't it? Yeah, I've driven a Toyota Supra, UK spec with the scoop on the front. Alright, so there's some things in here that are taking up a lot of space in the box. What's this say? TX16S M case. Yeah, so as you can see, my TX16S, it just gets thrown in my bag. It's dusty, it's covered in grass and all sorts of stuff. And I know that it comes in like a little foam box or whatever. Well, it used to anyway, back when, you know, they came out as one of the first ones with my name on it. And a case would be nice, but is that all that is in it? It probably is. I haven't been sent any information about a new Radiomaster transmitter yet. So let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, very smart. It's actually like, looks like it's not for putting your radio in, doesn't it? I mean, let's see if, let's take these out. These are like shells. Let's just see if it fits in, first of all. Because if not, oh yeah, it does. Just, yeah, it does. That's what I love about the Tango, is you can fold in these sticks, but there is padding there. which no, that's meant to stay in. It does go in there, and it's very nice. Got a handle on it, which the other one didn't. Yeah, I'm going to be using that for sure. But if that's for that, then what on earth is this? So this is the owl case. So I think it's just a larger case. That's all I can think of. Yeah, larger case. Oh, what's this? Some more goodies inside. What's that say? Sunglass. Whoa! What have we got here? Radiomaster inscribed sunglasses. I'm guessing you don't get that in this case. Maybe you do, you'll have to check the link. This is usually something they just send. Oh, by the way, I'm exclusively wearing FPV clothing due to the fact that I don't have any money to buy actual clothing. So if you want to send me your FPV clothing, UK size XL, HP GMB LED blue. Ah, okay. So LEDs to go around the gimbal. Oh, I like that. Remove before flight. It'll be good on my head tracking plane. It's like a key ring. That's more of that gimbal snot in there. So they sell it as a spare part, which is good because, you know, every time that's going to run out. What have we got here? This looks like another bag for your Radiomaster, but a lighter bag. I'm not too much of a fan of these because, well, I guess all they do is keep the dirt off. There's no protection, you know, from the gimbals getting smashed. But it's a lot lighter than one of these. So, last thing. Okay, this did turn out to be mostly a Radiomaster unboxing. And I know what this one is. This, I think, is called the WT01, which stands for Wireless Trainer. Now, as many of you might know, the Radiomaster TX16S, based on the Horus internals, does not have the wireless trainer chip. So, this has got its own little battery in it, and it's actually a receiver. So you bind your transmitter to this, that then plugs into the trainer port of another transmitter, and then it becomes a wireless trainer. Now that's great, but one thing I love about the wireless trainer in the FR Sky radios is the fact that it can be used for head tracking, and this can't if it's a receiver, because when we do the wireless head tracking, we use the Bluetooth function on the wireless trainer. So I was going to do a video showing how to add the wireless module into this. I don't know how many of you will be interested in it. Let me know in the below. But if you're just interested in having a wireless trainer, it could also act as like a wireless simulator dongle, you know, plugs into one of those, you know, what they're called 16-in-1, 24-in-1 trainer dongles. It also acts as a servo tester, I believe, so that is good. And we've got these cables, so it's a Futaba cable and it's a JR cable. Some instructions on how to get it going. It says here use D16 or Futaba SFHSS protocol, and it will bind with it. And here is the larger case. You know, I guess you can stick other stuff in there. That's pretty cool, but it probably won't fit in your backpack. What else have we got in here? Oh yeah, this one isn't so much new. I got it in the last package that Hobby Porter sent me, actually, but I want to try it out. It says the M6 DAC charger. Oh my word, there's so many chargers about now, isn't there? But this one caught my eye because they put my name on it. You won't get that if you buy it yourself. So I'm always looking to replace my ISDT D2 because the scroll wheel has failed on it. But other than that, it's been running for 3 years non-stop, so it's going to be a difficult one to beat. But of course, the AC on it means that it's got 200 watts of power from the wall, so built-in power supply. I always prefer this. I hate having loads of wires and separate power supplies, but if you are into all of that, then it'll do up to 700 watts DC through here, and that's up to 28 volts there, and then your power supply will just go into the wall. It's got USB Type-C, and has it got, no, so okay, so I think that's a charger for your phone. And the one thing that's important to me really is how loud is the fan, because on these small chargers they get quite hot, you know, when doing 200 watts. Oh, by the way, what that 200 watts, it's usually shared out by these two, so it's not that it'll do 200 watts per channel, so we've got 2 channel here, it'll spread it out, so you will maybe get, I don't know, say 9 amps through each one or whatever, rather than, you know, I can't remember what 200 watts is, maths is no good. But yeah, most important thing to me is how loud the fan is, because I sit in the room with my batteries whilst they charge. You're meant to do that, because, you know, in case there's a problem. But very loud, whereas the ISDT D2, that's a mouthful, if you charge it on low, say 1 amp, it doesn't turn the fans on. Whereas a lot of these chargers just lately, the fans going as soon as you're charging anything, so that's what I'll be interested on this guy. See if there's a switch. Why is there no switch on this? Every time they come out with one of these AC chargers, I say, please put a switch on it, because you either have to get at the back and take this out, unplug it, just a little tiny switch, like a power supply switch on the side. I don't think it's hard. Anyways, it's not making a noise idling, so that's good, because I'd probably have to leave it plugged in all of the time with it not having a switch. That's what I do with my D2. It's done that for 3 years. So I guess this is the channel selector. It changes colour slightly. Is there any information on which one I'm actually selecting? Because I want to select that one. Cells, auto. I don't like how it says auto on there. You see, on the D2, you plug your battery in and it'll tell you that's a 6S. This, you just set it to auto. Mode, charge, discharge, storage. This charger has reverse discharging. So if you've got like a big brick that you want to charge up, I don't recommend doing that, by the way. If you've got a big brick and you charge it up and keep it charged up, then that's not good for your brick, and they're also quite expensive, those bricks as well. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of the scroller. I prefer the up, down, left and right kind of thing. They're not that accurate, but there you go. Charge current. Yes, so we've got the options to switch between channel 1 and 2 there, and then start. Charge channel 1 to 25 volts. And straight away the fan comes on. I wonder if we can change the current while it's doing, yeah. Let's very briefly change it. Ooh! Yeah. So if you're charging lots at the same time, then it's going to be loud. So a long press of this doodah, you can turn that annoying beeper off, which I'd have to do because I often end up charging my batteries at night. Another reason why, you know, I like the thing to be quiet. And lastly is this box is empty. This is the Radiomaster T8 Lite. Now, I've already reviewed the T8 Pro and meh, I can take or leave it. I really struggle to be impressed by any small transmitter, but I know a lot of people like it. But I kind of also thought that the specs on the jumper seemed better. But anyways, doesn't matter. This is the T8 Lite, which is a cheaper version, and it doesn't have this screen bit here, and it's just a D8 and D16 transmitter, hopefully fairly cheap. And the way that you bind is through the bind button on the back. But gimbals are really nice, little tiny switches here. And we've still got the little stands and stuff, and USB there, and also a trainer port and a built-in battery. So I guess you charge it through the top there. But there's no OpenTX. There's no OpenTX screen that fitted in the back of there. So this is mode 1 already. I like that about it though. Yeah, it fits in the hands nice, and it's more compact without the screen. But yeah, that's that one. I imagine you're going to see this transmitter with a lot of bind and flies, probably rebranded Ishin, knowing the relationship that Radiomaster and Ishin have together. That's interesting. Look, it says protocol options D8, D16 V1, International D16 V1, ALBT, and then D16 V2, FCC D16 V2 ALBT. So that's T8 specifications. It doesn't say Lite after it. Does not support or require OpenTX companion or user programming. So it looks like it will just bind to any one of those, but that's actually pretty cool, isn't it, with the V1 or V2? So yeah, that, you know, that could be a real deal breaker with that guy. It's a good thing. But there you go. Yeah, there's more stuff than I expected there. A lot of stuff hiding in this bad boy. But if you're interested in any of that stuff, I'll put a link in the video description as well as a pinned comment. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.